And welcome back to another edition of Classic Doom Walkthroughs. Today we continue with Forward Towards Uranus X. This is map 21, Xeno Urban. It's a pretty tough map. I think there are two distinct areas, the red key room and the last melee fight at the very end, that are pretty tough. I hope to be able to show you how to do it all. The game is powered by GZDoom using the Doom 2 Hell on Earth platform. As always, we're playing on the Ultraviolence difficulty setting in order to get 100% in all three of these categories. There are 327 kills to be had, yeah, quite a few. 2 secrets to find, 71 items to pick up. Well, speaking of picking up, the first thing we're going to do is we're try to pick up that shotgun directly in front of us. And let's go ahead and fire off the shotgun and take out the enemies, including this pinky. And we'll head over to this side because there are shotgunners, chain gunners, and others, like imps, that are looking to cause trouble. But if you notice where the chain gunner was, I took care of the chain gunner by shooting out the barrel up above. So that certainly saved not only some ammo, but some grief. As you can see, there are other enemies in the distance, so let's go ahead and take care of the shotgunner, the pinky, the imp, and the zombieman. So there's quite a few, but let's just go ahead and take care of them. You'll notice here, I'll just do it from this side, I guess. There's along the... Oh, I guess there's an imp behind me, yes. You notice along this ribbed wall, I guess there's a... It looks like it's just water, but I guess it's actually a switch. No, we don't play with free look. I don't think free look's even allowed on this WAD. I don't use free look when I play anyway, as you know. But that switch is actually a secret to get this. It's a rocket launcher, and then rockets back there. It also releases an arch file. So we're going to have to wait to be able to get that weapon. I will show you how to go about the map in the meantime without the rocket launcher. Of course, the rocket launcher would be more convenient. Up comes a couple of shotgunners and an arachnotron. Don't shake yourself out too far to the left because there's an imp and a chain gunner to the right. Just a little sneak peek shooting here, and that's that. And that's how we clear out the initial area. So let's continue with map progression. I'm going to do it so this door doesn't lock behind us. So I'm going to grab the super shotgun, which is nice. And then we're going to take care of the enemies from the doorway. Then we're going to do kind of a similar little sojourn. We're just going to grab most of the items, and then we're going to go ahead and press the switch and head back too, because it releases 3 revenants, and it's just, I like using this as our whole point. So that's 1 revenant. Looks like the other revenants are not playing friendly at all. Oh. And that should be that. I'm not sure the difference between pressing the switch and not pressing the switch, because you can definitely open the door without pressing the switch, right? So I'll press it this time. I'm not really sure if it matters. I'll press this one too. I don't know what the difference makes. Now we're going to grab our chain gun, because as soon as we walk into here, and it's sitting right in front of us, there will be a whole, well, fairly ungodly amount of zombiemen. So we definitely want to take care of the zombiemen on the left side. Don't press the lock button yet. And now we're going to head over here, and we're going to casually make our way with our chain gun, because there's lots of ammo to pick up, just from this firing position, to take care of the rest of the zombiemen. Yeah, there's a whole whack of them. It sounds like that's it, so do go ahead and basically replenish all of your ammo, because, well, there was quite a bit dropped by the zombiemen. Take your super shotgun out now, because as soon as we press the lock to unlock, some enemies are going to pop out, but especially an arch file. So we do want to try to super shotgun the arch file as best we can. Of course, the other enemies tend to get in the way, which is a tad annoying, and we don't want the arch file to come in here if we can avoid it. Okay, and that's it. And that's, I think, just using this doorway, but more like where this wall is kind of a peekaboo holding point. That's how I recommend the strategy proceed. I guess we can press this again. I'm not 100% sure why it returns to the lock position, but I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll step in and step out. Because more enemies are afoot, we'll use the barrels to effect. And we also have a Mancubus. A little infighting. And with the Super Shotgun, we should just finish off the Mancubus. And we have some ammo as a reward, I guess, for our efforts. Chain gun now. There are a couple of chain gunners around the corner, as well as a Pinky. So we'll go ahead and dispose of them. And we're going to continue this way. You may recall I mentioned there was a secret over here. We'll grab all these health bonuses and the armor if you need it, with respect to that switch. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to kind of hop over to this platform, and then we're going to go grab. All right. Not sure if we really need the rocket launcher. It is quicker, of course, but we can use the rockets to better effect later. We can use them now against the Cacos if you want. See if we can maybe speed a thing up or two. And there are a whole bunch of boxes of rockets here. So that's how we get that secret, and that's how we clear out that area. So now we gotta go back the way we came. It's really just a bit of a short detour. This is where we were. Guess we can pick up any ammo we didn't pick up before. And now around this way, as soon as we basically activate this, there will be a couple of Cacos, a pain element, but more importantly, there will be an archvile across the way where that descends. So let's try to go ahead. Maybe we'll get a little lucky with the archvile. There we go. I guess we did get a little lucky. So why don't we go ahead, take a look around. Where are those Cacos and the pain elemental? Well, there's the pain elemental. So why don't we go ahead and chop up the pain elemental with our chain gun. Well, they can fight it out, I guess. And now we'll take care of the first of at least 2 Cacos. I guess we can head down here. Again, it's just another one of those detours. And that's it. And that's how we take care of those enemies. So let's head up and around. Health here if you need it, of course. And then, as you saw when we pressed this switch, it did lower the lift for the archvile to pop out. So we take the same lift up, and we don't have the red key, and that'll be an area we'll have to explore. It's actually going to be a tough fight area. But they don't teleport in. Just as soon as we approach, imps just kind of appear. Yeah, just kind of spookily out of nowhere. So, but that's okay. Try not to get the barrels. They may prove useful for the Mancubus that's going to appear there afterwards. 2 chain gunners here as you approach the door. And more gunners around the corner this way. And around the corner this way. And go ahead and pick up your ammo as your reward. Now, there is a little gaggle of enemies around the corner, but more importantly, one of them is a Revenant. So let's cheap shot the Revenant. Much to its chagrin, no question. That was a terrible shot. All right, that wasn't too bad. Now let's take care of the rest of the enemies. We have some gunners, maybe some imps, yeah. And that's that. So let's pick up the ammo, pick up the armor bonuses. We're going to press the switch, but we're going to have a couple of specters teleport in here, but we're going to try to get around them because it's just going to be a Mancubus and other enemies here. It's a bit of a dangerous spot, so I prefer to kind of go around. There we go. And if the enemies want to fight, so far they do not seem to want to fight. Very disappointing. That's okay. We'll take care of the rest of the enemies ourselves. Yeah, quite a few. Take care of the last imp. And that's that. So pick up the ammo as you go. Now, as we approach, there will be a Revenant and a couple of imps on each aisle here. So let's go ahead. Ooh, I'm not sure where that rocket is. All right, we'll take care of the other imp. And then the same deal for the other side. And that's that. I think that's a fairly clean way to go about it. Pick up all these health and armor boni. And as you can see, we get another rocket launcher. So if you didn't find the first secret, you're only going to get the rocket launcher now. But thanks to me, this will be your second rocket launcher. And really a crazy amount of rockets, which I love. Now, same deal here. There's going to be, I don't know how many imps, but like way too many, plus some Hell Knights and others. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our way back outside and use that as our whole point. So let's go ahead and grab the rocket launcher, kind of duck around to the right of the aisle. And yeah, I think we're just going to have to fire off some rockets here. There's just, it's too many enemies here. Just an crazy amount of imps. I mean, not undoable in the sense of, like, what are you going to do? But you don't want to stand your ground where you pick up the rocket launcher. There's just too much fire coming in, and little by little your health just gets picked down to nothing. So I prefer to go ahead here and hopefully not waste as many rockets as I did there, but basically you get the idea. So if it didn't work out as well for you, there are some stim packs, so go ahead and grab those. Otherwise, continue with map progression. We'll make our way in here, and out comes a Revenant and 2 shotgunners. I don't know where the other... I hear it, though. There's the other shotgunner. And now we have an Arachnotron, so let's duck out of the way, collect the armor boni. Now, before we do map progression, there's a lift here with Hell Knight and 2 chain gunners, but we're not ready for that yet because we still need our second secret. You see there's a tiny, tiny little switch. Yeah, not easy to find. You're welcome. I found it for you. And it will lower that space there, and it will reveal a supercharge, I think some ammo, but certainly a Revenant guarding all that. So let's go ahead and cheap shot the Revenant. And that's that. Now, my health is pretty good, so I'll tag the secret. I'll take the ammo, but I'll leave the supercharge. Hopefully I survive the next room. But, I mean, the supercharge isn't going to do me really much good now anyway. I'm at 185, so I've done pretty well for myself health-wise. So let's go ahead and release these enemies just by approaching. So, as promised, the 2 chain gunners and the Hell Knight. And they are no more. So now we approach again. A couple of stim packs if you need. Now, in this room, it's a tough fight. Now, there's a whole bunch of armor bonuses, so go ahead and pick them up. A whole bunch of rockets and shotgun shells. We're going to need all that, so why don't we go ahead and pick it all up. Never a bad time to stock up, I guess. I guess we can just go ahead. Now, what's going to happen is as soon as we grab the red key over there, on this side, a wall of Revenants will appear. On this side, a wall of Cacos will appear, and in the middle will be an Archvile. And as soon as you dispose of the first Archvile, the second one will pop out. Fun, fun. So let's do our best here, and let's go. All right, I'm hoping to squeeze by everybody. Not easy. Did I get away? Okay, good. I don't have a bead, though, on the Archvile yet, unfortunately. Yeah, so it's tough to really take out your rocket launchers so quickly. And we have to be careful. Yeah, the Archvile got us. So we have to try to stay clear of it. Maybe... No, timing wasn't so hot there, it seems. Really got to get that Archvile beating you. Yeah, so I mean, not super easy, not super fun, but not impossible either. It is a bit of a tight room to run around, but there is enough room. But as you saw, I took a bit of a beating health-wise, which I don't love. But that's okay. We'll go ahead and pick up the supercharge that I left down below, probably wisely. Take out your rocket launcher. There will be a Mancubus waiting for us. Oh, yeah, we got to press the switch, excuse me, and there will be a Mancubus waiting for us. Maybe fire off some rockets. Got to be careful because that lift comes back up. And I think the Mancubus will probably waddle over at this point. No? Come on, bud. Come on. Well, I guess he was too far away, and that's okay. So once you've taken all the ammo and all the health that you need, hop down, and now we're done with this area. Yeah, as you can hear, there are enemies teleporting in, including a Pain Elemental, everybody's least favorite. The Mother of the Lost Souls, not cool. Cool. You guys infighting? Okay, well, I can live with that. Now, there are also Imps and Mancubi, as well as other Spectres, so let's just see maybe some rockets can help out a little. We did pick up quite a few. All right. And will we be able to use those barrels? No, I guess it was still a little too far away. Although I thought there were two... Were there not 2 Mancubi here? Maybe the other one didn't teleport in? Oh god, don't do that to me. Don't you hate that? Like, you know what has to happen. And then the enemy doesn't teleport in, and then now what? So I'm hoping, or I'll just kind of run around fruitlessly. And I'm hoping the other Mancubus will teleport. I'm almost sure there's two. Like, sometimes you just lose track of it all. Like, oh boy. Well, I hope that I am mistaken, and that the Mancubus was super swift getting over here, but I really have my doubts. Oh, brother. And the problem is I can't get out of that other room, I don't think, if we're done, right, at the final room. So, how many enemies do I have? Well, I guess there's still too many to really tell. All right, well, I'm hoping that there is no Mancubus that still needs to come. So this is just an ugly, ugly room. What we need to do here is collect all the ammo, of course, and as soon as we press the switch, what's going to happen is that each of these pillars will be Mancubus. On this side will be Pinkies and Gunners and Imps, and that'll be on both sides. And then as things are rolling around, we're going to get some Revenants and an Archvile. So this is a very tough fight. So what I like to try to do is I hit the switch, I make my way right over here, fire off rockets to dispose of as many of these enemies as I can before the enemies here can bite me, and or shoot me, I guess, and I'm taking cover from the Mancubus here. And then I'm basically surviving in kind of a circle mode, but using the inside of this cavity on each side to get around. All this time, the walls are moving here, and once the Revenants and the Archvile pop out, what happens is there's a lift here that you can get back up, and that's where I take cover for the rest of the fight. Very, very tough. Hopefully I can do it. Let's see what we can do. And then I switch over, to the rocket. It's not to the rocket launcher, but to the shotgun, because it is tight to run around. But we have to do our best. Oh yeah. Ah, brother. Yeah, no, I don't love that. Okay, well. Hey, but here we go. If we can get out of here, I mean, that wouldn't be too bad, and at least we're alive. Whew, all right, well, that's not too bad. So now what we have to do is we have to dispose of the enemies that are out there and that cannot really reach us, but we will do our best. Of course, the Archvile is still there. Oh, geez, too close. Oh, that was terrible. Oh, absolute garbage play there. Classic Doom Walkthroughs, really bad. Well, I really got to get rid of that Archvile. This is never going to end, right? All right. Yeah, that rocket to my own face really put a damper on this whole thing. But at least I keep hitting. Yeah, there we go. So at least I've gotten rid of the Archvile, which will help. But with 35 health, I'm not loving it. Not to make it sound like a McDonald's commercial or anything, but I'm not loving it either. So those Mancubi really need to go too. No question about it. I have to be careful here. Yeah, I certainly cannot afford to take any losses here with that rocket to my own face. So getting rid of the Revenants and the Mancubus would be nice. Alright, so at least that Mancubus is gone. Definitely giving me a lot of damage. Oof. Now, can I go ahead and fire off? Oof. Do have to be careful. Alright, that's not too bad. Now, I think from a distance I can take care of the Mancubus. The other one down there I don't think I can quite reach. Oh, there is an enemy here, but yeah, I really do need to pick up this health. My goodness! Yeah, I was doing so well until I decided to take a rocket to my own face, which is less fun. So let's take care of this Mancubus. And now, before I do the final count, please don't tell me that there is another enemy still out there, the Mancubus. No, okay, so they all came out, so we're good. All right, so we'll go ahead. Maybe we'll collect a little bit of the ammo. I don't know if I really need any, but we are going to do our final count. Yes, all 358 kills, both secrets, and all 71 items. Not a pretty way to go about it, but it was certainly effective. And you know what it means, though. We're done. Yeah. So that is map 21 Xeno Urban. Like I said, the two melee fights that are pretty tough are the red room. That's a tough room to do, and this final area stuff. I mean, if you can survive till you get to that little lift in the corner, so you can get back up to the elevated area, you're in great shape. What you shouldn't do, of course, is fire a rocket off in your own face, because I had full health, which I went down to pretty low health, but because I disposed of all the enemies, I was able to recoup my health, so all is good, and no harm, no foul. I do hope you enjoyed the video, the walkthrough. You got some good tips and tricks. Maybe you're entertained by my stress, maybe you're entertained by the just sheer fun of the video. Any of those things are good reasons to hit the subscribe button, so you won't miss any further videos that I upload. But for now, that is it for Classic Doom Walkthroughs. Thanks for joining us today. See you next time.